Yo, what is up, YouTube? It's Dr. Sevens here, and today I'm going to be telling you about the time that I got caught at a house party by the police, and it was really shitty, and my parents too, they also found me. But yeah, it's kind of a long one, so I chose to go with like a longer gameplay, 9 minutes and 12 seconds, so let's dive into it. Actually, first and foremost, before I start off, I'd like to say, you got another subscriber, which is hella dope. If you guys like this, subscribe, like, comment, the whole 9 yards. Hook a brother up if you like my content. If not, just rip my asshole to shreds in the comment section. Psych! Fuck you, don't do that. But if you want to do that, go for it, I guess. But let's go into it. So pretty much it was the end of junior year, and so we had just had a lacrosse game that day, and me not being one of the better players on the team, I scored a few goals and I had a pretty decent game. So all in all, it was an awesome day, and it was a Friday night. Um, so after school I had that game, got a couple goals, like just cashed down on some pussy. Psych, I didn't do that. But then we had a dodgeball tournament right after that the school was hosting. So me and my friends, we all just got together, smoked a little, and went to this dodgeball tournament, and we got fucking smoked. It wasn't even funny. But yeah, that was at like 7 o'clock or so. And at this dodgeball tournament, word spread like wildfire that a kid in my school was gonna have a party, but he wasn't at the dodgeball tournament. He was at his house, but just the kids in my grades were talking about it. And at the time, I had a girlfriend who was also there. So I was like, you know what? We gonna go to this party. So it was a pretty action-packed day. I had that lacrosse game. Then right after, I had that dodgeball tournament where we immediately got knocked out pretty much. And right after that, we went to the party. But when I was going to the party, I was like, I can't have my friend pick me up because I would look sketchy. And at the same time, word was going around that this kid didn't want a lot of cars in his driveway. So I'm like, all right, problem solved. I'll park at this little hiking spot down the road from his house, and I'll have my girlfriend come pick me up. So I went, parked down the road, and left my car there, locked it, and then I had my girlfriend come pick me up, and we went to the party, and literally everybody, when I get there, I just see people rolling in, like, by themselves, and he has, like, a shit ton of parking, and, so everybody fucking drove by themselves, which is just kind of shitty. And I was the only one that was thoughtful enough to like park down the street so it didn't take up room. And so the party commences. It's a good time, all in good fun. Everybody's getting down, talking dicks in butts, fingers in butts, sucking down on farts. Outrageous fun. And pretty much the party just rolled on. And at the end of the party, I scored a room. That's me and my girlfriend. We're gonna stay in that night. And so we're in there, like pretty much about to go to sleep at that point. And I just hear like people out in the hallway, and they're just like, is Sam there? Is Sam out there? And just whatnot. And I was just like, what the fuck? Am I hearing my name? And so people are like knocking on doors and shit. And then somebody knocks on the door. They're like, "Is Sam in there?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm in here." Like, what's the deal? And they're like, "Yeah, the cops are parked down by your car down the street." And I don't know how the fuck someone found out. I guess someone who left the party, who lives further down the road, left and called somebody else who was at the party, seeing that the cops were at my car. And I was like, "Fuck," because I was so shitty. I was like, I mean, it was a party, so I was like pretty turned up, staying trippy, you know. And I drank a little bit, and I was smoking and shit like that. But I wasn't overly turned, thank God. Like if I was belligerently drunk and just fucking just just completely high. I think it would have been way worse. But fortunately, I was able to handle myself. I was just fucking freaked out. And the reason the cops were at my car was because I had my phone turned off, and I guess they drove by a few times, and I had my phone turned off because it was about to die, and I didn't want to get any calls from like the rents or anything, and pretty much, what the fuck, but yeah, sorry about that. I just got a text. So pretty much my phone was off, and my parents they called my parents, like, they're like, why is your car, they scanned the plates and everything, and they knew it belonged to my family, so they called my parents, and they're like, hey, any reason on why your car is out there? And my parents were like, oh yeah, my son was driving it. And they were like, what the fuck? So the cops went down there, my parents went down there, and they all thought I was like lost in the woods with like my phone smashed or some shit. Like straight up 127 hours or whatever that movie is. But pretty much they thought I was lost in the woods, and they were like looking for me. And at that point I was at the party still, and I had found out about that, and I was like, fuck, like, then I had to like find someone who would drive me down to my car, and I finally got one of my friends to volunteer to drive me down to my car. And he was underage, like we all weren't able to drive people at this point, so he drove me down the road until we saw headlights and some red and blues flashing in the distance. I got out and started walking down towards my car, and all I see is a huge flashlight pointing at me. And then, like, 3 seconds later, a cop car rolls towards me. Flashlight just pointed at my eyes because he's a fucking faggot. Like, I don't know why the fuck he just shined his flashlight on my face and just refused to. Like, literally for, like, a good, like, minute. Like, I think you know who I am, you fucking asshole. And I also talked to them, like, when I turned my phone on at the party, they, um, I called, like, I had like 1,000 like missed calls from my parents and stuff, so I called them back, and fucking like one of the cops took one of my sister's phone. He was like, where do you think you are, or something, and I was like, fuck you. I didn't actually say that because I'm a bitch, but I got in the back so pretty much I'm jumping around, sorry about this. Right now we're at the point where the cop is shining the flashlight in my eyes, and I'm like down the road from my car a little bit. And at this point, I've just seen the cop, and I know I'm about to get railed up the ass. And I probably look like a faggot too, because I was wearing a dolphin shirt and eye black and like cat whiskers, because I was at the fucking dodgeball tournament dressed up for my team, and they're probably like, "What the fuck is this kid doing?" And so I got in the back of this cop car. He was being a real faggot about everything, and I was like, "Yeah, like I didn't think I did anything illegal. Like I thought it was public property and I could park there." And he was like, "Yeah, it is. We just thought you were lost out there." And so I get down to the scene, my parents are all there, and they don't say much during the whole thing. The cops are just reaming me out for like no fucking reason. And literally, my parents just didn't know where I was pretty much because I had to lie to them because I wanted to get to this party. So that's the reason the whole conflict started. But there was a canine looking for me, and some fucking faggot cop was like, pardon my French, mom and dad, but this is a load of doo-doo. I'm like, whoa, you said doo-doo? Like, fucking piece of shit? Like, just the cops in my town just get off on harassing the kids. And it's pretty stupid, but fortunately I didn't get in any trouble, and they were like, yeah, you're now on police watch. We're gonna watch you everywhere you go and stuff. Biggest empty threat ever. They're just fags. Don't listen to the cops. Fuck the police. Smoke weed every day. Peace out.